Hello guys. So yesterday I tried to do a video for my computer and I don't think it worked out too well. It came up as a live. I'm not YouTube savvy in any way, so I record these on my phone and then post them to my blog. And it didn't work out too well for my computer yesterday because I was on my phone and I had a lot of stuff going on my phone and I didn't want to I didn't want to do a video on my phone and it rang and it quits it. It's a mess. So, recapping from yesterday. Alright, so y'all know Friday I had called all these places for Chloe and I had called Glade Run, I had called Presley Ridge, I had called Stockton Clinic, and I had called and left another message with BCBH. So, I also emailed the administrator for them as well. So, today's Wednesday. Monday, I took it upon myself to go to Facebook and ask for help because I'm so tired of not getting callbacks. So, I'm like, well, maybe somebody can help me. I have a lot of Facebook friends. I have a lot of people in the mental health community on my Facebook. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go to Facebook and see if I can get some help here. So that is what I did. And wouldn't you know, within an hour of me posting for like help on Facebook, I had gotten an email back from the administrator in the Intellectual Disability and Autism Department from BCBH. The internet works in mysterious ways, y'all. So, interesting. She had written me an email explaining to me that our caseworker, who I had talked to back in May about all of this starting stuff, could help me. Alright. And then she said that there is no respite for the county at all. If I wanted any kind of personal care services for her, I would have to call the insurance company. Okay. And then she also explained to me about eligibility for getting into... There's an eligibility for the personal care services, and there's eligibility for the intellectual disability department, if that makes sense, or two separate things. So... she sent me the eligibility for both of them, which lo and behold, Chloe has qualified for like years now. And what really made me mad was, and I emailed her this back, shouldn't my caseworker that I talked to back in May know all of this stuff? Like, shouldn't she know that there's no respite for the county at all? And that if I need personal care services for Chloe, that I should have called our medical assistance company. Shouldn't she have been the one to tell me that? Shouldn't she know this information already? And shouldn't she know the eligibility requirements to get into the IDA program? Especially when I tell her she does in fact have intellectual disability and has been diagnosed with it since like 5. Shouldn't she have known this? And if she did know this information, why didn't she tell me? Or at least point me into the right direction of saying, hey, you know what? If you want to get into the intellectual disability department and get her into the program and enroll her and blah, 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 because right now we're doing, it's called BHRS services. It is the behavioral health services that she's getting right now through the mental health unit at Beaver County Behavioral Health. Well, shouldn't you have already said, hey, this is what you need to do? Aren't you my caseworker? Don't you have this information? And if you don't, shouldn't you say, let me find it for you? So, I emailed her back a very nasty letter because I was fuming. I was so mad. So, then, during all of this stuff, we had her IEP meeting. It went beautifully. I am so excited for her for this school year. She's doing awesome in school. I'm excited for what's to happen. The IEP meeting went lovely. lovely. So then Christine and I talked after, who's Chloe's BSC, for those of you who don't know. Christine and I talked after, and she said, you know what, give the psychologist a call, see where that report's at. Okay. So I called the psychologist's office. And mind you, at this point, Christine's pretty pissed off too. We're feeling the same. I call the psychologist's office. And mind you, I should have had this report last week on Monday, because she had it August 24th was her assessment, and he said, you know what, give me 2 weeks and I'll have this report for you. Okay, so I call. Oh, let me call him and or let me get a hold of him after this session and then I'll call you back. Lo and behold, I don't get a call back. Shocker, right? So then yesterday I call the lady that emailed me back from BCBH. I call the lady who is the intake coordinator for the intellectual disability department. I call the psychologist's office 4 times and had to leave a message. The 4th time, I was hoping I'd just get somebody to pick up. But I left a message with them. And then I called the insurance company. Mind you, the lady who told me to call her did not pick up and or has called me back yet. The other lady for the intake department, for the ID department, the intellectual disability department, has yet to call me back either. And I had left a message with her. I call the psychologist's office, leave a message. Okay. During this time, I call the insurance company. They were very lovely. Shocking, right? Insurance company, nice. So they had called me back, or they had talked to me, and they had said, you know what, we can't really do anything until we have this report. I mean, I get it. I understand. So right after I get off the phone with them, the psychologist's office calls me back. And they're like, hey, we looked into this, and this report usually takes 10 to 12 weeks. But it has a completion date for September 25th. I just sat there and was like not happy. So now my hands are completely tied until I get this report. That was what I was supposed to have a week ago. So that's it. I have no more phone calls to make until this end of this week. I'm going to call. But I have no more phone calls to make today. So that, oh God, this hair is like fierce today. Look at this. So that is where I'm at right now. I'm sitting and waiting, and that's about it. That's our update. I'll let you guys know if I get any phone calls back. Thanks for staying tuned.